Namaskara. Good morning. Disha Bharat Vikasana is organizing a program on implementation of National Education Policy 2020, the role of educational institution, distinguished dignitaries and participants. National Education Policy 2020 is a visionary and a bold policy formulated for aspiring India of 21st century. It is aligned to Sustainable Development Goal 4 of United Nations, which seeks to ensure inclusive and equitable quality education and promote lifelong learning opportunities for all by 2030. The policy is forward-looking, ambitious, and has an intent for building strong India for 21st century. The aspirations and goals of NEP will have to be realized through an ecosystem that is enabler and accelerator of learning. Educational institutions have to offer such ecosystem that transform youth into collaborators in nation development, national national development, contributing to making the world sustainable one. A good a good educational institution is one in which every student feels welcome and cared for, where a safe and a stimulating learning environment exists, where a wide range of learning experiences are offered, and where good physical infrastructure and appropriate resource conducive to learning are available to all students. Attaining these qualities must be the goal of every educational institution. NEP mentions a set of fundamental principles that will guide both the educational system at large and as well as the individual institutions. The major ones related to educational institutions and curriculum are recognizing, identifying, and fostering the unique capabilities of each student by sensitizing teachers as well as parents to promote each student's holistic development in both academic and non-academic spheres. Flexibility, so that the learners have the ability to choose their learning trajectories and programs and thereby choose their own paths in life according to their talents and interest. No hard separation between arts and science, between curricular and extracurricular activities, between vocational and academic streams, etc., in order to eliminate harmful hierarchies among and silos between different areas of learning. Multidisciplinary and a holistic education across the science, social science, arts, humanities, and sports for a multidisciplinary world in order to ensure the unity and integrity of all knowledge. Emphasis on conceptual understanding rather than rote learning and learning for exams. Creativity and critical thinking to encourage logical decision making and innovation. Ethics and human and constitutional values like empathy, respect for others, cleanliness, courtesy, democratic spirit, spirit of service, respect for public property, scientific temper, liberty, responsibility, pluralism, equality, and justice. Promoting multilingualism and the power of language in teaching and learning. This is most important, which we need to understand since we are living in a diverse country, in a diverse society. Unity in diversity and respecting each other culture is the most important aspect of any order across the world. So in this direction, the sensitivity and sensitiveness has to be promoted, sensitizing each and every person to understand uh, the the way we need to live and respect for each other is the most important, which has to be inculcated among the children or the students. Life skills. Some of the most important aspect, introvert and extrovert. We do learn a lot of things, but ultimately we need to be an extrovert to handle the real situation, the real life. For this, we need a lot of life skills such as communication, cooperation, teamwork, and resilience. So these aspects will be given a lot of importance, not just limiting to the academic work by the respective institution. Focus on regular formative. Formative is something, a formula very precisely what should be the learning. It is very clear rather than a summative assessment that encourages today's coaching culture. So in this direction, formative assessment will go a long way in really realizing the real quality, the real understanding where we stand, what is the kind of quality. It is not just a pass percentage. It is the real learning, what happens in each individual and each student matters a lot. Then we'll know where we stand, how things has to be addressed, how things can be taken forward by each of the institution. So that will make them to look into not only being critical, creative about a student, each institution needs to become critical, creative about their own aspect and their own concepts of fundamentals has to be strongly addressed through this kind of assessment. So extensive use of technology in teaching and learning, removing language barriers, increasing access to Divyang students and educational planning and management. The most important, the technology enablement can change many of the things and we can get best of the best resource and whatever facilitation needs to happen, the best resource can be accessed through technology and facilitated. Every possible continuous and comprehensive learning, assessment, everything of the teacher, student can happen very easily with regard to the formative assessment. Formative assessment can happen more effectively through technology and technology can facilitate many of the things to change. The way the learning happens, the teaching happens also it can change and the management of the entire program can happen very effectively. Respect for diversity and respect for local context in all curriculum is most important to promote the local culture, language, all aspects of the local area needs to be promoted, pedagogy and policy, always keeping in mind that education is a concurrent subject. Synergy in curriculum across all levels of education from early childhood care and education to school education to higher education. Outstanding research as a core requisite for outstanding education and development. We need to build our educational infrastructure, including the educational institutions, based on these fundamental principles. NEP has proposed radical changes in the structure of our educational system that will equip us to cater to the stated aspirations and goals. The product that comes out of this educational institution should be able to face the problems of the world that is described as VUCA, word characterizing it as volatile, uncertain, complex and ambiguous word. This is most important aspect because we'll be in a totally unrealistic world while we are learning. So during learning, these aspects has to be kept in mind by the institution to prepare the students who will emerge as a graduate to face the real world, which is in the terms of word characterizing volatile, uncertain and complex and ambiguous word. Today's world is undergoing rapid changes in the knowledge landscape with various dramatic scientific and technological advances such as rise of big data, machine learning and artificial intelligence. Many unskilled jobs worldwide have been taken over by machines, while the need for a skilled workforce, particularly involving mathematics, computer science and data science in conjunction with the multidisciplinary abilities across the science, social science, and humanities will be increasingly in great demand. With climatic change, increasing pollution, and depleting natural resource, there will be a sizable shift in how we meet the world's requirement of energy, water, food, and sanitation needs. Again, new, resulting in the need for new skilled labor. It keeps changing. The requirement keeps changing depending on the situations, particularly in biology, chemistry, physics, agriculture, climate science, and social science. The growing emergence of epidemics and pandemics will also call for collaborative research in infectious disease management and development of vaccines, and the resultant social issues highlights the need for multidisciplinary learning. There will be growing demand for humanities and art as India moves towards becoming a developed country as well as among the three largest economies in the world. Our education should be mindful of these changes and use it as opportunities. Government of Karnataka wishes to be the first state in the country to implement NEP 2020, having good number of institutions of national importance, having been the architects of NEP from Karnataka, having knowledge commission, etc., are working to the advantage of our state in the terms of understanding NEP and preparing the state for implementation. We wish to be the major contributor to national growth through transforming the educational ecosystem of Karnataka by implementing NEP 2020. With these few words, I would like to stop here, and even the many of the reforms strengthening, facilitating or supporting the educational institution will be coming out with many of the support system in the terms of institutional support regarding the finance, structures for the promoting or building of the infrastructure, what needs to be done, the kind of support system, the reforms in legislatively, administratively, in the governance will be bringing a lot of reforms to facilitate a lot of good things to happen. So always we are there to ensure whatever needs to be done any given time. We are willing to take it up and ensure that the implementation of NEP will happen very successfully to facilitate for the transformation of the entire society, which is happening after 34 years. I think this is the way forward for the sustainability of Chapter 4 of United Nations. I think this is the way forward which we need to hold on to education reforms. This is the solution, this is the future through which we can build our society. Thank you. Jai Hind, Jai Karnataka.